Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SA Accounting Academy. Here's a short clip on one of our previous webinars. I hope that you really do enjoy it.
I hope everybody's well. I hope everybody's had a good start to the day and is ready for the session. So it's a bit of a different topic, not one that I've actually really thought much about in the past. So I was quite excited actually to get an opportunity to present this topic. So it's I'm just watching as everybody's coming into the room and just taking a moment to get yourself comfortable. So welcome. I hope that it's a good day for you and that you're ready. So please, again, I'm not sure whether or not I recognize a couple of names, but I'm never sure whether or not you are a regular or not. So many people join me on these sessions, and it's always a pleasure to have you. I would really like to know what your interest is in private equity, from what perspective you're coming from, whether you are accounting for private equity companies, whether you're involved and invested in a private equity company. It's quite a broad topic in certain respects, and in some respects it's quite simplistic. So it's in order to meet your needs and to make sure that you get something from today's session, I would really welcome any feedback you have or any questions or queries you may have. I'm hoping that the power gods play with us today and that we have a totally smooth sailing session and we are all good and all happy. Okay, so I've come at this from a bit of a back to basics, broad scoped space, simply because, again, like I said, I wasn't too sure where people were, where I was meeting you in your journey with respect to private equity. It's not something we study. It's not something part of people's syllabuses. It's really something that you come across as an accountant in practice. And I had great fun actually looking at this and putting it together. Again, if you're a newcomer to my session, there is me looking a little bit more dolled up than I am today. But I hope that you are ready to have some fun. It is a 2-hour session. We will take a break midway through just to stretch your legs and grab some coffee and just have a bit of a comfort break, and then we'll carry on for the rest of the session. There are two ways of looking at private equity. So when I was looking at this, I thought, okay, well, let's just go shotgun approach. Let's go through what we are dealing with. What is the beast? What is the animal that private equity is? And then, what are the accounting issues that come as a result of it? And then possibly I wasn't too sure if you were sitting in a valuation due diligence space, some of the issues there that might be there. And then one of the issues that, of course, I woke up at 3:00 this morning going, oh, we need to add in collective investment schemes. And I will talk that through as part of the session as we are chatting, just in case you are on that element and that side of this game. Okay, so a bit of a different perspective to our normal work in that this really is the investor work. This is sitting as an investor. This is sitting as somebody on the outside, somebody who is got capital, whether it's from a collective investment scheme or whether it's just that they are people that look for opportunities and maybe have got a group of investors together and are looking to play in the space. But it really is an alternative form of raising capital for businesses other than going to the banks or going to your traditional financial institutions. And nobody really is excluded from the space in that if you wanting to set up a company or an entity and explore this as a investment opportunity space, you can set up a private equity company quite easily if you enjoy gambling and taking a bit of a risk, but it is a bit of educated gambling at the same time. And so you've got, as I said, when I was doing the research, and if you look and you work with private equity, and I suddenly realized actually I have quite a few clients that would fall into the space, although they don't actively refer to themselves as private equity companies. But you've got the one side, which are investors getting together and looking for opportunities, looking for business interests, and really collecting them and building them up and building them along. And then on the flip side, you have a bit of a more formal approach, which is the collective investment scheme approach, which is really your fund managers. Okay, so you might, and again, you've got financial service providers. They are required to be licensed with the Financial Services Board. They are going to operate these funds where average Joe Soaps have invested money into these funds, their savings or whatever. And then the fund managers are the ones that are investing in a variety of companies and a variety of institutions and are managing it and obviously getting a fund management fee from it. These collective investment schemes are pools of investments, and they, in South African law, you'll get the property investment schemes, you'll get the share investment schemes. So they are categorized by the nature of the investment that you're involved in. Obviously, the fund manager that is looking after that has got quite a few criteria placed on them. You know, the fitness check to make sure that they have integrity and that they're honest. They have a whole lot of compliance issues with the Financial Services Board that they have to comply with, a lot of reporting issues. But they really are tracking and managing this pool and this variety of investments within this scheme, making sure that they are managing the risk and managing the returns and ensuring that they are giving back to the investors what they have. So that collective investment scheme, which we must probably as lay people on the street would understand as really fund management and hedge funds and that type of structure, that is in this realm of private equity, because you can have these funds set up where the target investments that they pursue and that they structure the scheme with are not big listed companies. You know, if you're looking for the blue chip investment funds and you're looking for the low risk investment funds, although nowadays is anything really low risk, then you'll have the JSE listed companies or the international. You know, you can have these collective investment schemes that are made up of foreign companies, which obviously is quite the flavor of the day at the moment. You can also have them made up of bonds, made up of property holdings, and the whole intent and purpose is to manage these returns and these investments with it. Okay, so on the one side, the principles and the concepts of the people that are managing these is very similar. Just the structure, possibly, that the vehicle that they're using can be slightly different. Okay, so first part, working through what all of this means. Second part, what are the issues that if you have these investments or you are investing in entities as a person that is interested in being running a private equity company, what are the things you need to think about? And then, when you are also going through this process, we refer to due diligence and we refer to valuations as well. So maybe some things to think about. So today's session is really just a sit back and let's get a global view of this topic. And I hope that it speaks to your needs. If you've got particular questions, if you've got particular issues or challenges, please pop them in the question box and I will address them as much as I can. If I don't have the answer at my fingertips right now, I will definitely get back to you. So the term, it can be a bit, I'm one of these people, sometimes you sort of show, everybody talks, we do this and we do that. And then it's like, well, is that really what you mean? So when we talk about private equity, what they are essentially referring to is that you've got businesses out there that need finance. And I think in the current environment and atmosphere that we have been in for the last 2 years, going to the formal institutions like the banks and the financial institutions, entrepreneurs are not getting much joy. Okay. They are very, very risk averse. There is very little appetite to provide finance. I've always joked and said, when you go to the bank looking for finance, often you've got to provide, show them that you have an umbrella when the sun is shining, and when your back is against the wall and you really do need their assistance.
I hope that you enjoyed that video. For more of our webinar videos, go to www.accountingacademy.co.za. Thank you and have a lovely day.